Good morning, welcome back. It's Amanda again, and I thought I would show you this morning. I am going to be making homemade pizza sauce, and this is where the pizza sauce starts. Is coming out of my front porch, and the first thing I do is come out here, and my cats attack me because they are hungry. So let me go ahead and get them some food. Y'all excuse my messy porch. Yeah, it's got some beauty, but yeah, at the same time, it's we live here and stuff happens. So let me get these two catty cats some food. All right, guys, it's actually almost 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and it's supposed to be another hot one. I try to get out to the garden before the sun comes out. Of course, I should have been here earlier, but whatever, right? My chickens escaped last night, and I don't usually let them out until usually about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, because they have the most horrible way of making it into my garden, and when they do, they destroy. Yeah. So anyway, let me take you out here, and I will show you where this lovely pizza sauce is going to start at. All right, taking you into the garden right now. As you can see, our corn's doing good. This is not the eating corn. This is field corn. This is purely for chicken food and fall decor. Yeah, fall decor. I love getting these corn stalks and putting them throughout the property with pumpkins and ribbons and stuff. But last year, I kid you not, they were charging $5 for 3 single stalks. $5 for 1, 2, 3 stalks. I'm like, hey, no way. Like, baby, please grow me some corn. And bless his heart, he came out here and grew me some. So, taking you over here, it is so wet and dewy. I'm not sure what's out here because I didn't come out here at all yesterday, but it's been cloudy the last 3 days with all the rain we've had. And oh my, yay, 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 look, 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 look. We got some tomatoes, yay, because I need at least another basket or so to make the 16 pints I'm wanting to do. Now, if you look at my tomato plants, you'll see they're pathetic looking. They really are. They're dying, but that's fine. They have still got, you see, tomatoes on them. We've got some over here. Got quite a few clusters over here. We've got tomatoes everywhere. Oh my, I think I'm going to get more than I expected. Oh, I got ecstatic, y'all, because I wanted at least a full canner full of them. Now, pizza sauce I'm making, it's not going to have any meat in it, but I'm still going to pressure can it. That's just because I prefer to do it that way. You can hot water bath tomato products, but I just prefer using the pressure. I'm like, I'm going through all that trouble, I may as well just go ahead and do it this way. So anyway, let me show you. Look, here's another humongous. Yeah, they're huge, y'all. They're huge. But let me get all these out picked, and I'll show you what I ended up with. So guys, this is what I ended up with. I ended up with a basket, which I'm absolutely ecstatic, y'all. This is probably, I'm not kidding you, almost 10 pounds worth of tomatoes. They're heavy and they're huge. They're Amish paste. Like I said, I do believe, I know my vines are on their last legs, which that is perfectly okay. There are still plenty of tomatoes on here, and look down here. I about missed one. Now, I am picking them. Well, I think I need to miss you. I think I'll chuck you over there to my chickens. Yeah, I picked a lot of these that were not completely ripe because you just saw from that one, the bugs get into them horribly. But I still have a lot of tomatoes, and I am on the goal to get at least, my goal this year is to get at least 60 pints. When I get done with this batch today, I will have 32, which means I'm almost halfway there. I'm not really sure because my tomatoes are going down, but we're doing what we can. Anyway, so let's get into the kitchen. I will link the recipe in this description box below. This recipe for these tomatoes are not mine. This was my really first time. I'll show you a jar in a minute. My first time making pizza sauce. I've always just canned tomatoes, and I've never actually canned up sauce, but I did it this time. Oh my goodness, looky here. See, I almost missed this little treasure. Come here, you. Come here, my pretty. Woo, wait a minute. I see another one. I know, I get so excited. Look, there's another one. Yeah, 2 more to add to the pot. Yeah, because I really seriously needed 2 more. Another basket to be able to do my stuff today. And like I said, a lot of them are not ripe, but I'll put them on the porch and we'll get them ripened up. So anyway, very thankful for the rain and everything we got. So let's get in and start making some pizza sauce. All right, guys, I'm back, and these are the tomatoes I'm working with. I'm thinking I have probably about 25 pounds. It doesn't look like it, but y'all, I have a lot of huge softball size Amish Paste tomatoes, and they make like 3 instead of 1. But this is what I'm working with. The first thing I'm going to do is take every one of these and wash them down. I have been keeping these in the either the refrigerator or literally on the vent in the air conditioning in my house to keep them from going bad. It's taken me several days to collect them. If you can't do it all at once, put them in the freezer. I prefer to do it like this though. So anyway, the first step, wash all of your tomatoes. So this is how I'm washing my tomatoes. The first step, and by the way, with canning for me, is having an absolutely clean kitchen, because I don't want to have to go back and deal with other stuff and making plenty of counter space. But anyway, this has got cold water in it. I'm putting it in here. I'm taking a paper towel, washing them down, putting them in there to drain, and after they've drained, I will put them over here. It doesn't matter if they're wet or dry. These are just, I know, are the ones that I have already washed. And as you can see, I've already got a fan going in my kitchen. Even though I have air conditioner, guys, it's still hot as I'll get out in this kitchen, and that fan is a lifesaver. So let me go ahead and get the rest of these washed up. All right, guys, so here's what I ended up with after I washed them. I think I've got a lot of good tomatoes in here. There's going to be, of course, a lot of bad spots to have to cut out. That's fine. But my goal is to get this pot right here exactly filled up with tomatoes to at least right about here, because if I get tomatoes filled up to right about here after they've been cut and cored and cleaned and everything, then I know I will get at least 16 pints of pizza sauce, because that's what I did last time. Now I also want to go ahead and show you the pizza sauce I made last time. I actually made it a week ago, almost a week ago exactly. This is the sauce that I made. I make it in pints. The reason I do my spaghetti, the pizza / spaghetti sauce, whatever, in pints is because this will make exactly 2 pizzas if I use those really long cookie sheets, which I'm not exactly sure the size of them, but it will make that many pizzas. And I don't want to use the quarts because with just my husband and I, it's a total waste. Now, we do have others living in the house, but their work schedules, they don't always eat the same things we do, and I cannot stand waste. So it's just simpler to go ahead and use these pint jars. You can see this was from last week. Actually, yesterday was 21st, but it was the July 2021, basically. So yeah, here's the sauce, what it looks like. It's absolutely, it turned out much better than I thought, a whole lot better. And it's not a runny sauce. I don't want a pizza sauce that I put on my spaghetti or a pizza sauce that I put on my pizza running, because it's going to make the pizza dough runny. This is actually a very good recipe, and like I said, I will leave the link to where I got this recipe in the description box, as well as my recipe, because I've kind of had to tweak it a bit, which is just fine. So let me go ahead and, like I said, get all these cut up and all this other stuff cut up right here, and hopefully we will get this much cut up tomatoes to use, and then I'll come back and show you what else I'm doing. Guys, I want to show you something else. I forgot to reiterate it. When I'm doing this pizza sauce, this recipe calls for, you do not have to core these potatoes. You do not have to skin these potatoes. All you have to do is cut off any bad part of the tomato, okay? Any part that's bad on the tomato. And I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. I'm going to cut into this one. This is actually a really pretty tomato. It didn't have any problems, any blemishes. I'm just going to cut this up. You know, this is such a beautiful tomato. As you can see, this didn't have any blemishes or anything on it. I do need to cut that part off. So let me cut this part off. All right, so I cut the top off of it, but I'm not skinning it. I'm not coring it. All I'm doing is cutting these tomatoes up and putting them in the pot, okay? That's all I'm doing. I know, y'all, I can't find my tripod. Every time I want to find it, I can't find it. But anyway, I'm going to cut them up into like quarters like this. And then I'm going to take every bit of this and just put it into my pot. That's all I'm doing, putting them into my pot. And you're going to see why, because after I get done cooking this down, I'm going to put it through the strainer, and it's going to take out all the seeds. It's going to take all the core. It's going to take all the bad stuff out, and this actually saves me a step right here. So just go ahead and make sure you've got a clean tomato. After it's clean, cut off any blemishes, cut off the top of it, chop it up, put it in there with the skins on it and the core. It doesn't matter, because we're going to utilize every piece of this tomato. All right, guys, I wanted to show you, I ended up getting my pot. It's just about completely full. As you can see here, it went way above what I wanted it to. I am so happy. What makes me even happier, though, is that if you come over here, I have this many tomatoes left. Yes, between this, what's on the vine, and what I have ripening, I should get another batch. Hallelujah. I wasn't sure I was going to. So the next step you're going to do in this is, after you've got your tomatoes cut and diced, you need to go ahead. Here's my waste. That's going to the chickens. You need to take 5 to 6 onions, peel them and chop them up. I'm going to take mine, peel them and chop them up, and put them in here and chop them up in my little blender, dicer, whatever. And about a garlic, or a whole clove of garlic. If you don't like that much garlic, don't use it, but this is going to make a lot. So let's go ahead and get this chopped up, and we will put it into the tomatoes, which I'm going to go ahead and turn on low right now to get cooking. And then we're going to cook all of those together. And once they are cooked down, probably about 30-40 minutes to really soupy, super soupy, like stewed tomatoes, but soupier, we're going to take them and strain them and get all that delicious juice that's going to make our pizza sauce out of it. All right, so all you do now is get all your onions and your garlic that has been chopped up, and you go ahead and pour it into the tomatoes like this, and you're going to cook it all down until it's soupy, probably about an hour, constantly stirring from the bottom so that it does not stick. Like I said, you're going ahead and cook all these onions and the garlic and cook it down. So you just, like I said, you're just stirring this stuff up and just cooking it completely down, constantly going from the bottom to the top to bring them up, to make sure that it's not sticking on the bottom. I do this about medium heat, and you can see what we want is a whole lot of juice like that. That's what we're looking for. All right, guys, I'm back. It's been about 45 minutes. I have cooked this down. As you can see, this is the tomatoes I have cooked down, along with the onions and the garlic. Now what we're going to do, this is very hot, by the way. This is kind of what it looks like. Let me show you as far as it being cooked down. Okay. Now at this time, if you want to, you could add peppers and stuff like that. This is just no peppers in here. This is just garlic, onions, and tomatoes. Now, what I'm doing is I have got my strainer set up here. This is my Victorio strainer, hand strainer, cranker. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I've got to be careful because this is very hot, and I'm going to fill this up. Okay. Then I'm going to take this over here. I'm trying to do this without making like one diddly of a mess, which I'm going to. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pour all of that in there. Okay. As you can see, it's already starting to get some juice out of it. All I'm going to do is fill it up, start cranking, and I'm going to get all that delicious juice, tomato juice, which is going to make our pizza sauce. And I've got to do the whole, you'll see that I actually need to get my plunger and put it down. Yeah. I guess the best part about this is that it's already cooked down, so therefore it gets most of the juice out. It gets more of the juice out. Yeah. So I'm going, when I get done doing all of this, and my goal is to have at least, like I said, back here again, I'll come back and I'll show you, but this is what we're working with right now. So you can see some of the stuff's coming out, but hey, that's okay. This is good, y'all. This is good. This is going to be some awesome, amazing sauce. So here's what it looks like if you want to see it from the side. And if you go over here, you'll see the waste comes out into the bowl, and we will actually go back and do that a second or third time to get every bit of it out. All right, guys, so here is what is left after I strained everything. I got probably, I'm thinking about a quart, I don't know, probably about a fourth less, not quite. But I'm very happy that this whole entire thing is filled up. It's about what it was the other day when I made it. So I think I'm on track to get my 16. Basically, all you're going to do for the next hour, and y'all, this is just tomato juice. If you want to, you could can this up right now and drink it. You could can this up and make your sauce later if you want to, but what we're doing now is we're going to cook this down for an hour. Okay, just for an hour. Simmer it on medium. Stir it every now and again, but right at an hour. And it's going to reduce. What we're doing is it's cooking off all the water, and we're getting all that lovely tomato, which is what we want. So this is going to cook down for roughly an hour, simmering. And as you can see, this is all the waste I had left. Out of all those tomatoes, this here is all the waste that I had, which is amazing. I don't have the chunks of onions in this, but I have the flavor and I have the garlic, and that's what counts. So guys, let's come back in about an hour and I'll show you the next step to this. All right, guys, I'm back. It's been an hour. This is cooked down roughly, I don't know if you can tell or not, roughly maybe a third, which is good. At this point right now, you could can this up because so much water's come off of it that you could actually make tomato soup out of this, which it tastes amazing right now. So what we're going to do now, according to this recipe, I've got over here, this is 48 ounces of canned tomato sauce. I used some of the Great Value one as well as the Aldi one. I will do price comparisons in another video to show you what it costs to actually make this. But in this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a cup of sugar and I'm going to pour it in this tomato paste. I'm taking a cup of salt, a half a cup of salt and pouring it in. I know you're like, good night, now it's a lot. Then I'm taking 4 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 4 tablespoons of, get in there, parsley. And then the last thing, I think I should have put this in a bigger bowl because it's fixing to get messy. I'm adding a cup of olive oil to it. So I'm going to add this cup of olive oil to it. Yeah, definitely should have put this in a bigger bowl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of this up and incorporate it. So here's everything when it's been completely mixed up, and I'm going to take this bowl and put it into the pot of sauce. I'm actually going to try to do this just a little bit at a time because if I dump it in the whole entire thing, it's going to be a big old splash. I'm just going to keep putting this in here. Hopefully I won't dump it everywhere until I get enough down. Like I said in this recipe that I got online, I kind of tweaked it to, I used less sugar than they did. I just tasted it. I'm not sure. I may go back and add the sugar to it. You can always play with this with the seasonings after you've got the, I guess, your consistency and how you want it cooked done. So let me go ahead and get the rest of this put in. Once everything's mixed in, I'm taking my little egg beater here and I'm going to kind of like slowly blend this in, mix it in. I did turn this back on to about a medium heat. And the next thing you're going to do again is to cook this down for an hour or to the consistency that you want it. Roughly an hour is what I did last time, and it was pretty amazing. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, you can always see the seasons coming up. I may go ahead and back and add some more. There's the actual tomato paste. You can see it. I may go back and add more sugar. I'm going to have to play with this. I'm not really sure. So let's go ahead and get this mixed up, and I will be back in an hour. You'll see it lifted the volume back up, but it's going to cook back down again as it gets thick. My goal, and how I did this last time, is to know how thick that I actually want it. I get this fork right here, and I put it in. You see right now, it stands up on its own, which is not bad. But when I can get it to stand on the side on its own without falling, then I know it's the thickness I want it. I know it sounds strange, but that's how I do it. So we'll come back and see what we're going on after we get it cooked up after about an hour again. Yay! All right, guys, I'm back. Pizza sauce is done. I started at 10 o'clock this morning. And it is now 3 o'clock. We are done. Yeah, I took a few breaks in between and everything. And actually, I'm fixing to can this with my pressure canner. I hope you'll come back and check out that next video. But I did want you to take a look at this sauce. It is absolutely yummy, 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 y'all. This stuff is really good. You can use this as spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce, whatever. I told you in there to put a half a cup of salt. I had to go back and fix it. It actually needs about a fourth a cup of salt. I would not put half a cup of salt in it. I had to go back and do some maneuvering, so-called, because I put too much salt in it. But always add a little, but you can always add more. Always important when you're making stuff. So I hope something here helps you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you join me in the next video for canning this pizza sauce up. Thanks for watching. God bless.